Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, the enigmatic founder of modern Theosophy, introduced the Western world to one of the most profound concepts in esoteric philosophy, the Akashic Records. According to Blavatsky's teachings, transmitted through her monumental works Isis Unveiled and The Secret Doctrine, the universe itself possesses an eternal memory system that records every thought, word, action, and event that has ever occurred throughout all of existence. The term Akasha comes from the Sanskrit word meaning space or ether, representing the fundamental substance that underlies all of creation. Blavatsky described this as the fifth element, beyond earth, water, fire, and air. A primordial substance that serves as the medium through which all cosmic information is preserved and transmitted. This isn't merely theoretical philosophy, but, according to her teachings, a demonstrable reality that advanced souls can learn to access. In Blavatsky's understanding, the Akashic Records function as a cosmic library where every soul's journey is meticulously documented. Every incarnation, every lesson learned, every karmic debt created or resolved, all of this information exists in perpetuity within what she called the astral light. This concept revolutionized Western understanding of consciousness and memory, suggesting that individual human memory is merely a reflection of this universal recording system. The implications of this teaching are staggering. If the universe truly maintains such records, then nothing is ever truly lost or forgotten. Every civilization that has risen and fallen, every individual who has lived and died, every moment of joy and suffering, all continues to exist within this cosmic memory bank. Blavatsky taught that understanding and accessing these records represents one of the highest achievements possible for human consciousness. This foundational concept forms the basis for much of Theosophical teaching about the nature of existence, reincarnation, and spiritual evolution, offering a radically different perspective on the relationship between individual consciousness and universal truth. Chapter 2. The Nature of Cosmic Memory. According to Blavatsky's teachings, the cosmic memory system operates on principles fundamentally different from human memory. While human consciousness stores information in the physical brain and loses access to it upon bodily death, the universal memory exists independent of any physical substrate. It functions more like what modern scientists might call a quantum field, an invisible, all-pervasive medium that maintains perfect fidelity across infinite time and space. Blavatsky described this cosmic memory as existing within multiple dimensions simultaneously. The physical plane contains only the grossest reflections of events, while the astral and mental planes preserve increasingly subtle and complete records. At the highest level, what she termed the logoic plane, exists the perfect, unchanging record of all cosmic evolution, from the birth of solar systems to the spiritual development of individual souls across countless lifetimes. The recording mechanism itself operates through the principle of vibration. Every thought, emotion, and action creates vibrational patterns that imprint themselves upon the Akashic substance. These impressions are not merely symbolic representations, but contain the actual essence of the events themselves. An advanced practitioner accessing these records doesn't simply read about past events. They can experience them with the same vividness as if they were actually present. This system operates with perfect justice and accuracy. Nothing can be hidden, distorted, or erased from the cosmic memory. Every secret motivation, every hidden deed, every moment of genuine love or authentic hatred is preserved exactly as it occurred. This creates what Blavatsky called the Great Law, the principle that ensures perfect karmic justice across multiple incarnations, because every action and its consequences are permanently recorded and must eventually be balanced. The cosmic memory also serves as the mechanism through which souls learn, and evolve. Between incarnations, advanced souls can access their own Akashic records to review their progress, understand their karmic obligations, and plan their next lifetime's lessons and opportunities for growth. Chapter 3. The Astral Light as Universal Repository. In Blavatsky's cosmology, the astral light serves as the primary repository for universal memory. This isn't merely metaphorical language, but describes an actual substance that interpenetrates all of physical reality while existing on a higher vibrational frequency. The astral light functions as both the recording medium and the access point for the cosmic memory system, containing what she called the imperishable photographs of all that was, is, and ever will be. The astral light operates according to precise laws that govern how information is stored and retrieved. According to Theosophical teaching, every object, person, and location carries within its astral counterpart the complete history of everything that has ever occurred in its vicinity. This explains phenomena such as psychometry, the ability of sensitive individuals to perceive the history of objects through touch, and clairvoyant visions of past events associated with specific locations. Blavatsky taught that the astral light is not uniformly distributed, but exists in varying degrees of density and clarity. Areas where intense emotions or significant events have occurred become particularly rich repositories of Akashic information. This is why certain locations, battlefields, sacred sites, places of great suffering or joy often evoke powerful psychic impressions in sensitive individuals. The quality and accessibility of information stored in the astral light depends partly on the spiritual development of both the original actors and those attempting to access the records. Events involving highly evolved souls create clearer, more permanent impressions than those involving less developed individuals. Similarly, those seeking to access these records must possess sufficient spiritual refinement to perceive accurately and avoid distortion through their own psychological limitations. Understanding the astral light as a storage medium helps explain many paranormal phenomena that conventional science cannot address. From prophetic dreams to spontaneous past life memories, from haunted locations to inherited talents and fears, all can be understood as manifestations of consciousness interacting with the cosmic memory preserved within the astral light. Chapter 4. Accessing the Universal Database. Blavatsky taught that accessing the cosmic memory requires specific development of what she called the higher faculties of consciousness. Unlike ordinary memory, which operates through the physical brain, Akashic perception functions through the development of spiritual senses that most humans possess only in latent form. These faculties can be awakened through proper training, ethical purification, and meditative practice. The primary requirement for accessing universal memory is the development of what Theosophists call buddhi, the faculty of pure intuition that operates beyond the limitations of rational thought. This isn't mere psychic sensitivity, but represents a fundamental transformation of consciousness that allows direct perception of truth without the distorting influence of personal desires, fears, or preconceptions. Blavatsky emphasized that casual or unprepared attempts to access the Akashic records often result in distorted or incomplete information. The astral light reflects not only cosmic truth, but also the mental and emotional states of those attempting to read it. An individual driven by curiosity, ego, or selfish motives will likely encounter projections of their own psychology rather than authentic cosmic memory. The traditional method for developing Akashic perception involves years of disciplined spiritual practice. This includes meditation techniques designed to still the ordinary mind, ethical practices that purify motivation, and study of universal principles that provide a framework for understanding what is perceived. Advanced practitioners also require guidance from those who have already mastered these abilities. Blavatsky described several levels of Akashic access. Beginning students might receive occasional flashes of insight or symbolic visions. Intermediate practitioners can learn to deliberately access specific categories of information, such as their own past life experiences or the spiritual history of humanity. The most advanced souls can perceive the cosmic memory with the same clarity and detail as direct physical observation, accessing any information relevant to their spiritual mission and the evolution of consciousness. However, she warned that such abilities come with tremendous responsibility and should never be sought for personal gain or idle curiosity. Chapter 5. The 7 Planes of Memory. Blavatsky's cosmology describes 7 distinct planes of existence, each maintaining its own level of cosmic memory with varying degrees of detail and permanence. Understanding these planes is crucial for comprehending how universal memory functions and why different types of information require different methods of access. The physical plane, where ordinary human consciousness operates, contains only the most superficial reflections of cosmic memory. Here, information degrades over time, records can be destroyed, and much knowledge is lost. However, even on this plane, careful observers can detect traces of deeper truths through the study of mythology, archaeology, and the collective unconscious patterns that emerge across cultures. The astral plane contains far more complete records, preserving the emotional and desire-based aspects of all experiences. This plane maintains vivid impressions of human passions, conflicts, and relationships across history. Most psychic phenomena operate through access to astral plane memory, which explains why such perceptions often carry strong emotional content and can be influenced by the psychological state of the perceiver. The mental plane stores the intellectual and ideational aspects of cosmic memory. Here exist the records of humanity's evolving understanding, the development of consciousness itself, and the archetypal patterns that shape material manifestation. Advanced thinkers and philosophers sometimes access this level unconsciously, receiving inspiration that seems to come from beyond their personal knowledge. The higher planes, Buddhic, Atmic, Anupadaka, and Adi, contain increasingly pure and eternal aspects of cosmic memory. These levels store information about the spiritual evolution of souls, the cosmic purposes behind manifestation, and the ultimate destiny of consciousness itself. Only the most advanced beings can access these levels directly, though their influence filters down through all lower planes. Each plane operates according to its own laws regarding memory storage and retrieval. Information becomes more permanent and accurate as one moves toward higher planes, but also requires greater spiritual development to access. This hierarchical structure ensures that beings encounter only the level of truth they are prepared to understand and use responsibly. Chapter 6. Karma and the Cosmic Ledger. One of Blavatsky's most significant teachings involves the relationship between cosmic memory and the law of karma. According to Theosophical doctrine, the Akashic Records function as a perfect cosmic ledger that maintains exact accounts of every soul's actions and their consequences across multiple incarnations. This system operates with mathematical precision, ensuring that every cause eventually produces its corresponding effect. The karmic recording system operates automatically, without the intervention of any judging deity or external authority. Every thought, word, and deed creates vibrational patterns that imprint themselves upon the cosmic memory and simultaneously set in motion forces that will eventually return to their originator. This process continues across lifetimes until perfect balance is achieved. Blavatsky taught that understanding karmic memory helps explain many puzzling aspects of human experience. Why are some children born with extraordinary talents while others face severe limitations? Why do some individuals seem to attract certain types of experiences repeatedly? The answers lie in the accumulated karmic records that each soul carries forward from previous incarnations. The cosmic ledger maintains several categories of karmic records. Personal karma involves individual actions and their consequences. Family karma connects souls who have interacted across multiple lifetimes, creating ongoing relationships and shared lessons. National and racial karma involves collective actions and their effects on groups of souls. Planetary karma governs the overall evolution of consciousness on Earth. Advanced souls can learn to read their own karmic records, gaining insight into why they face particular challenges and opportunities in their current incarnation. This knowledge brings both responsibility and liberation. Responsibility to consciously work with karmic patterns rather than unconsciously repeating them, and liberation from the sense of random victimization that affects those who don't understand these deeper patterns. The ultimate purpose of the karmic recording system is not punishment, but education. Each soul gradually learns through experience the consequences of various actions and thoughts, developing wisdom and compassion through direct understanding rather than external rules or commandments. Chapter 7. The Evolution of Human Consciousness. Blavatsky's teachings reveal that the cosmic memory contains not only records of what has occurred, but also blueprints for the continuing evolution of consciousness. According to her doctrine, human spiritual development follows predictable patterns that can be traced through the Akashic Records, showing both where humanity has come from and where it is destined to go. The cosmic memory reveals that current human consciousness represents only an intermediate stage in a vast evolutionary process. Earlier stages of human development involved what Blavatsky called root races, successive waves of humanity that developed different aspects of consciousness. Each root race left its complete records in the cosmic memory, preserving knowledge about alternative ways of perceiving and interacting with reality. The first root races possessed natural access to higher dimensions of consciousness, but lacked the analytical and individualistic thinking that characterizes modern humanity. Later races developed increasingly sophisticated mental capabilities, but gradually lost their innate spiritual perception. The Akashic Records show this as a necessary developmental process. Consciousness had to descend into matter in order to eventually transcend it from within. Current humanity stands at a crucial evolutionary transition point. According to Blavatsky's teachings, accessed through her reading of cosmic memory, we are beginning to develop what she called the sixth sense. Direct spiritual perception combined with fully developed rational thinking. This represents a crucial synthesis that will characterize the next stage of human evolution. The cosmic memory also reveals that individual spiritual development recapitulates this larger evolutionary pattern. Each soul gradually develops different aspects of consciousness across multiple incarnations, slowly building the complete spectrum of human potential. Advanced souls can access their own evolutionary records, understanding their current strengths and weaknesses in the context of their overall spiritual development. This evolutionary perspective helps explain why spiritual teachings emerge cyclically throughout history. As consciousness evolves, new levels of understanding become possible, and advanced souls incarnate to share more sophisticated teachings appropriate to humanity's developing capacity to comprehend and implement them. Chapter 8. Ancient Wisdom in the Records. According to Blavatsky, the Akashic Records contain the complete spiritual teachings of all advanced civilizations throughout history, including many that have been lost to ordinary historical research. Her own monumental works claim to be based primarily on her access to these cosmic archives, revealing ancient wisdom traditions that predate any written records available to conventional scholarship. The cosmic memory preserves not only the external forms of ancient teachings, but their essential spiritual meaning and practical applications. This explains why similar spiritual principles appear independently across cultures that had no physical contact with each other. According to Theosophical doctrine, advanced souls in each civilization accessed the same cosmic truths and adapted them to their particular cultural contexts. Blavatsky taught that the most profound ancient wisdom was deliberately encoded in myths, symbols, and religious allegories to preserve it through periods when direct spiritual knowledge was suppressed or misunderstood. The Akashic Records contain the keys to decoding these symbolic systems, revealing scientific and philosophical truths that conventional scholarship has barely begun to discover. The cosmic memory also shows that certain locations on Earth served as repositories for concentrated spiritual knowledge. Ancient mystery schools, sacred sites, and esoteric libraries created particularly dense accumulations of wisdom within the astral light. Sensitive individuals visiting these locations can sometimes access fragments of this stored knowledge through unconscious psychic perception. Advanced practitioners can deliberately access the teaching records of specific ancient masters, learning directly from sources like the Egyptian mystery schools, Tibetan monasteries, or pre-Columbian spiritual centers. This doesn't involve communication with deceased individuals, but rather accessing the perfect Akashic records of their teachings and understanding. Blavatsky emphasized that ancient wisdom remains completely relevant to modern problems because it addresses the fundamental principles of consciousness and existence that never change. The cosmic memory ensures that no genuine spiritual knowledge is ever permanently lost, though it may become temporarily inaccessible during periods of materialistic focus. Modern spiritual seekers can theoretically access any ancient teaching that would genuinely benefit their spiritual development, though this requires considerable preparation and purification of motive. Chapter 9. Future Possibilities in Cosmic Memory. One of the most fascinating aspects of Blavatsky's teachings about cosmic memory involves its relationship to future possibilities. According to Theosophical doctrine, the Akashic Records contain not only past events, but also the potential patterns of future development. This doesn't contradict free will, but rather reveals the deep structural principles that guide the evolution of consciousness and manifestation. The cosmic memory shows that certain fundamental patterns repeat cyclically throughout cosmic evolution. Solar systems, planets, and species follow predictable developmental sequences that can be traced through the Akashic Records. Advanced souls can access these patterns to understand the probable direction of future evolution and align themselves with cosmic purposes. However, Blavatsky emphasized that the future exists in the cosmic memory as probability rather than predetermined fate. The Akashic Records contain multiple potential timelines that depend on the collective choices made by conscious beings. Individual and collective free will constantly influences which possibilities become actualized in physical manifestation. Prophetic visions and accurate predictions result from accessing the probability patterns stored in cosmic memory. Genuine seers don't foretell unavoidable fate, but rather perceive the likely consequences of current trends and choices. The more spiritually advanced the perceiver, the more accurately they can distinguish between probable and merely possible futures. The cosmic memory also reveals that humanity stands at the threshold of recovering natural access to Akashic perception. According to Blavatsky's teachings, future human evolution will gradually restore the spiritual faculties that allow direct reading of cosmic memory. This will transform education, justice, historical understanding, and spiritual development. Advanced souls currently incarnating carry within their own Akashic patterns the seeds of these future capabilities. Their spiritual development serves as a bridge between humanity's current limitations and its eventual transcendence of purely physical consciousness. Understanding these patterns helps accelerate both individual and collective spiritual evolution. The ultimate destiny revealed in cosmic memory involves the complete spiritualization of matter and the conscious reunification of individual souls with universal consciousness, achieved while maintaining the benefits of individual experience and development. Chapter 10. Scientific Implications of Universal Memory. Blavatsky's teachings about cosmic memory anticipated many discoveries of modern science while extending far beyond current scientific understanding. According to her doctrine, the physical universe operates as a vast recording and information processing system, with every particle and wave carrying complete records of its history and interactions. The Akashic Records function according to principles that parallel what modern physics calls quantum entanglement and non-locality. Information stored in cosmic memory can be accessed instantaneously, regardless of spatial or temporal distance, because the Akashic medium exists beyond the limitations of physical space and linear time. This explains phenomena like telepathy, precognition, and remote viewing that conventional science struggles to address. Blavatsky taught that consciousness itself represents the fundamental force that organizes and interprets cosmic memory. This anticipates current scientific theories, suggesting that consciousness plays a primary role in determining physical reality. The observer effect in quantum mechanics merely hints at the deeper truth that consciousness and cosmic memory are intimately connected at the most fundamental level of existence. The holographic principle in physics, the idea that every part of a system contains complete information about the whole, reflects the basic structure of Akashic records. According to Theosophical teaching, every atom and molecule carries within itself the complete history of the universe, though accessing this information requires appropriate consciousness development. DNA research has revealed that biological organisms store far more information than previously suspected, including what appears to be junk DNA, that may actually contain records of evolutionary history and potential future development. Blavatsky's teachings suggest that physical DNA represents only the densest level of a multidimensional information storage system that connects individual organisms to cosmic memory. The emerging field of morphogenetic fields and the collective unconscious provide scientific frameworks that begin to approach theosophical concepts about shared memory systems. However, Blavatsky's teachings extend these ideas to include precise mechanisms for accessing and utilizing cosmic information for accelerated spiritual and intellectual development. Future scientific development will likely discover technological methods for detecting and interpreting Akashic information, though this will require fundamental advances in understanding consciousness and its relationship to physical reality. Chapter 11. Practical Applications of Akashic Knowledge. Blavatsky emphasized that understanding cosmic memory should lead to practical applications that benefit both individual development and collective human progress. Knowledge of the Akashic Records isn't merely theoretical, but provides specific tools for solving contemporary problems and accelerating spiritual evolution. Individual healing represents one of the most direct applications of Akashic knowledge. Many physical, emotional, and mental conditions result from unresolved karmic patterns that can be identified through accessing personal Akashic records. Understanding the spiritual origins of illness allows for more complete healing that addresses root causes rather than merely symptoms. Educational applications of cosmic memory could revolutionize human learning. Instead of memorizing information through repetition, students could learn to access knowledge directly from the Akashic Records. This would make available the accumulated wisdom of all previous civilizations, while developing the spiritual faculties necessary for continued evolution. Conflict resolution benefits enormously from Akashic perspective because the cosmic memory reveals the karmic history underlying apparently senseless disputes. Understanding how current conflicts connect to past life relationships and collective karma provides tools for genuine healing and reconciliation that goes beyond surface compromises. Scientific and technological advancement could accelerate dramatically through conscious cooperation with cosmic memory. Many breakthrough discoveries result from unconscious access to Akashic knowledge, but deliberate collaboration with cosmic intelligence could produce revolutionary insights in fields, from energy production to space exploration. Artistic and creative endeavors reach their highest potential when they channel inspiration from cosmic memory. Great art, literature, and music often access archetypal patterns and universal truths stored in the Akashic Records, which explains their enduring appeal across cultures and centuries. Legal and judicial systems could achieve genuine justice by incorporating Akashic perspective into their procedures. Understanding the complete karmic history of situations would ensure that resolutions serve the highest good rather than merely satisfying immediate emotional demands. Environmental problems could be addressed more effectively by understanding the karmic relationships between human consciousness and planetary systems recorded in cosmic memory. Chapter 12. The Ultimate Destiny of Memory. Blavatsky's most profound teaching about cosmic memory involves its ultimate purpose in the evolution of consciousness. According to Theosophical doctrine, the entire universe exists as a vast educational system designed to develop individual souls toward complete conscious reunification with universal intelligence while maintaining the benefits of individual experience and wisdom. The Akashic Records serve as both curriculum and library for this cosmic educational process. Every experience, whether pleasant or difficult, contributes essential knowledge to the developing soul. The cosmic memory preserves every lesson learned and every stage of growth achieved, ensuring that no genuine progress is ever lost, even across multiple incarnations and cosmic cycles. Advanced souls eventually transcend the need to access cosmic memory externally because they develop internal capacity to remember their complete spiritual history. This represents one of the highest achievements possible for individual consciousness, becoming a living repository of cosmic wisdom while maintaining personal identity and creative capacity. The ultimate destiny revealed in Akashic Records involves the conscious participation of evolved humanity in cosmic intelligence itself. Future stages of evolution will see individual souls becoming active agents in maintaining and expanding cosmic memory rather than merely accessing information stored by others. This process culminates in what Blavatsky called the Great Day, when the boundary between individual and universal consciousness dissolves while preserving all the wisdom and experience gained through the long journey of evolution. At this point, cosmic memory becomes the shared inheritance of all conscious beings rather than an external repository requiring special access. Understanding this ultimate purpose transforms the entire approach to spiritual development. Current challenges and limitations become opportunities to contribute unique perspectives and experiences to the cosmic memory. Every individual soul carries the potential to add something genuinely new and valuable to universal consciousness. The Akashic Records thus represent not merely a storage system for past events, but an active, evolving intelligence that grows through the contributions of every conscious being. Participating consciously in this process represents the highest possible human destiny, according to Blavatsky's remarkable vision of cosmic evolution. This understanding brings both humility and empowerment. Humility in recognizing our place within infinite cosmic intelligence, and empowerment in knowing that every thought and action contributes to the eternal memory of the universe itself. What aspect of Helena Blavatsky's teachings about cosmic memory resonates most deeply with your own understanding of consciousness and reality? Have you ever experienced moments that felt like accessing information beyond your normal memory? We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you found these teachings thought-provoking and want to explore more profound spiritual wisdom, please subscribe to our channel for deeper insights into the mysteries of consciousness and existence.